a lot of things. I probably would do a weird like 5 monitor array or something crazy
Well, it's
just because it's cool.
typically I don't need more than 2 monitors, but in this particular case, I have reason to need the extra 2 monitors. All right, we should be live now, by the way.
Oh, we're
Oh,
good.
Live. We're
we're
not
live.
live.
Yeah, we're live.
We're doing this? Okay.
Yeah, we're doing this live. Everyone's here. I don't see
Okay.
why not. And I just decided to
Um
start it up mid conversation there, so have fun.
sure.
All
Okay.
right, let's get some housebreaking
See,
stuff out
now
of the way.
everyone's going to be confused. Why would you do that?
Yeah, let's get some housebreaking or house cleaning stuff out of the way. I don't want to break any
We're not
houses.
housebroken completely, so
Start off with. I should pause my. Yeah, I should pause that. Start off with Jeeves. Well, the reason we weren't here last week is because Jeeves, his wife had a baby, and
It
he is currently
happens.
holding a baby, and due
Yep.
to that, there is almost guaranteed likelihood chances of him vanishing at some point in the session for long periods of time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Plus, he's not able to think clearly because having a baby is not good. It's not good
Good.
for the mental health of a parent.
Good thing I'm playing Lily, who also can't think clearly. So I think I'm fairly on par with her right now.
It'll help
He
you
is
be more
now
fair.
entirely in character, almost.
They are as one.
The only
Alright,
problem is
then.
I actually have to keep my voice calm and stuff because I'm holding a baby.
Yep. All right then. So let's start off with. I have to change. Yeah, I have to change where you are on this map. Oh man. Do I need to go
I
to the
can't
world
see the
map?
map. So.
Do I need to go to the world map? I'll go to the world map for a recap because it's been a little while. You guys are also not there. I got to move it on this screen because I'm smirt. So you're actually down towards here now. So, last time you finally left off Union City and you headed down to Redwall. A great deal of conversation along the way between the High Dwarven Counselor woman, Amber, and the Baron himself, revealing that the exact reason of the discrepancy in, like, why the Baron should be dead just by old age at this point is him going to the Temple of Inverted Elements, as he claims, and 3 days in there, 30 years out. Once you got down to the actual city of Redwall, you went around, you tried to do a bit of shopping, you tried to look more into this temple. You found a bit of information, mainly the call from the Adventurers Guild that sent out regarding this. And when you went to the Adventurers Guild itself, you found that the records of this were taken by the Dwarven Counselor. I have his name, Morgren.
Mordred.
Yeah,
Mordred
Morgren.
or
Yeah,
Morgren.
Morgren.
Morgan.
And so things are looking not very good for him there. Along the same time, you able to go out and find two of the younger counselors, the Dragonborn Heskin, yeah, and the human Zora, who was not in Zora's domain, or frozen underneath, thankfully.
How dare she?
Are we going to marry her later?
No, she hasn't given you the engagement stone yet.
Oh.
Oh, now you get all the Zelda references. I make them before, and you don't get them.
To be honest,
That's-
I
I've
actually,
watched more Naka since then, so
yeah, to be honest as well, I pulled that name. It's actually in the book for one of the human races as the example names, and I decided to go with it. And since then, it's basically the end of the day. You were all going to be, after speaking to them, it's all going to be going into the night, and I believe I was going to go right into the next day.
I believe so as well.
So let me move everyone over to Redwall.
while you're doing that, quick question. Have we met any dwarves called Beard Facet?
I do not believe you have.
We need a beard face. I mean, Beard Facet.
You might meet a lot of Urist. All right. So it is currently the dawn of the next day. The trial is supposed to start today. As you all slowly make your way down to the actual first floor of the tavern, you see Mara is like already down there. She's kind of sitting at the bar having a drink. Zul nowhere to be seen, but yeah, Zul disappears randomly.
Fox is off getting foxy with someone. She doesn't want to bother us.
All right.
Eh.
You figure you probably have about a half hour, give or take, until somebody comes to join you going up towards the council chambers.
It's been
Not
it's
really
been
enough
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
is
it's not
there
really.
yeah? Is there anything that we need to discuss or anything? I really can't remember. How's
I
that
have
egg coming?
I have something that I feel needs to be discussed.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Baron,
Yes.
if you don't mind me asking you a question.
I'm going to
Baron
go with
here?
the Baron actually is not with you currently.
Ah, damn it. Okay. And no, I have nothing.
You're
I
gonna
have
just-
no idea what to do during the 30 minutes. We
Yeah, it's a
Eat.
half an hour. We don't have enough time to go and do something besides maybe have a conversation between ourselves. But who wants to talk to ourselves?
Eat, obviously.
Well, technically you do.
All right.
I really can't remember if I had anything at the end of the session. Sorry.
I don't either.
think
It's
I
been 2
did.
weeks.
Well, barring that's kind of the reason I'm kind of apprehensive with your game, Jeeps, because now we have to wait 2 weeks to deal with those freaking eggs.
Yep.
Right then, back to this. Well, barring you guys having anything important to talk about a half hour will pass, and there'll be a knock at the door. A pair of dwarven guards will walk in. Azul is actually with them. She doesn't look like she's actually like in chains or bound with them. It's just that she's accompanying them.
Does she look
Do we
normal?
want to
Yeah, she
know?
looks absolutely normal. They're just collecting everyone to head out there. They she claims that they met her on the way.
Okay. Can I insight that claim?
Yep.
Got to figure out how to roll things again.
I'll
As far as you can tell, they met her on the way.
All right.
Met who? Sorry.
Azul.
Ah,
Yeah, Azul is now with
Okay,
you
good.
at the gate. So,
Yeah.
as far as you can tell, yeah, she's being completely honest.
okay.
All right. And the two guards will take you and they'll kind of lead you up the... I need to move the actual DM screen over to red wall. They will take you and lead you up towards the area right here, which is the Great Forge Hall, as that is the area where the council will meet.
What kind of demeanor do these guards have? Are they stoic or are they talkative or what?
They're rather talkative, but it seems more like they're talking about who makes the best beer.
Lily's gonna chime in and see if she can gather any information, see if there's anything that they're willing to share. She's not gonna pry or anything.
Lily learns about beer for 2 hours.
Yeah, and as far as she can understand when she speaks to them, they actually kind of look around. They say their only job was to bring you towards the Great Hall. They don't actually know anything of importance beyond that.
Okay.
They're just doing what the captain of the guard told them to. And you get to the Great Hall, and it's a large, kind of regal palace. It's kind of, if you think more towards like a temple of Zeus with the pillars going up, like a Roman temple, it's kind of looks almost like that, which would be a little strange. But as you look more into it, you realize that this is more just a testament that the dwarves have done to their capabilities, their craftsmanship, etc. And taking a look at the one of the first pillars you walk by, you can tell that this pillar is ancient. It's probably been like one of the first stones set when Redwall was made.
The dwarves are proud.
Dwarves are always proud of their craftsmanship.
And at the gate, the various people there there'll be another few guards there, and they'll kind of ask you to disarm before heading in.
Q shaking Falana up and down to loose a pile of knives and other explosive implements, causing the guards to question why the hell we brought an elf to a dwarf town who clearly has
sorry.
a death wish.
I'm sorry, I refuse to remove my short sword at the very least. It's sentimental.
Lily's gonna hold out the bag of holding and say, "Can you put it in here?"
No.
Roll a persuasion check, Falana.
Well, this is one of those times where I can actually agree with Falana and understand completely why she's being contrary.
They're going to be rather insistent that you don't take the sword into it, and they're willing to let you go in, but you're going to be kept in a separate area so long as you're armed.
I will piece wrap the weapon so it won't be able to be drawn. However, I will not remove it.
Roll another persuasion.
Can I give assistance on that,
You may.
Lily? She's going to talk on Falana's behalf to try to get them to keep it. Blah blah blah.
Advantage?
Yeah, you'll have advantage. All right, and they'll kind of acquiesce finally, and they'll agree. They'll watch to make sure you do piece wrap it properly before you head in. And with the rest of your weapons taken care of, the short sword wrapped so it cannot be drawn and used against the counselors, you are taken into a large, somewhat dark room. There is a table, like a series of tables actually, near the center of it with large braziers keeping it all lit. And you see that there are there's a number of tables to start off with. There are 5 seats around the center, 2 off to one side, 1 off to the other. The ones that are off to the side are all individual. And you notice that most of them are filled. Amber is obviously at the center of the main table. One of the dwarf seats is empty. And the other one that is missing is actually, it looks to be the human ones, because you can see both the scan and what looks to be a gnome. And the group is talking among themselves as you come in. You can see that the Baron is kind of sitting in the center. He's like sitting down in a chair. There's a bunch of braziers around him as though he's lit up to be seen from all sides.
Quick question: are any of these brass?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say they're all made of brass.
Okay.
That's an odd question.
I kind of get why he asked it, but I don't know why he asked it.
Because my brain is messed up. All right, keep
Yeah.
going.
And as you walk in,
Okay.
they kind of just acknowledge your presence. Yes, the company of the Baron. Glad that you could finally join us. And that was one of the dwarves, not Amber herself, but one of the ones next to her.
Yeah, Surina's just going to politely bow.
Lily as well.
Alana's not going to bow. She'll watch them carefully, but she's not going to bow.
Lily's gonna greet them in Dwarvish, whatever the standard greeting of the area is.
Right. And as things, the dwarf that spoke will continue. I would be Baron. Now then, tradition dictates that the one who called upon this trial should not be the one to lead, as he is likely biased. Tradition also dictates that while this would normally be the High Counselor's job, due to her acquaintance to you, she is unfit to lead the proceedings. And he kind of just, and as he finishes saying that, he glances over to the empty chair again, kind of visibly annoyed. However, it would still be in his interest if the one who called this trial would at least attend.
If you don't mind me asking, I don't mean to be rude. Is there any particular reason he's not attending?
There's no reasons that we know that he should not be attending, nor that the human representative should have attended. They have no respect these days.
Lily's gonna speak up. She's gonna say, "Do you know why they're not here? Have you heard from them? Maybe they're in trouble."
He'll shake his head. I have heard nothing of it. There has been no danger that we have been aware of. And, to be honest, we are going to continue with the trial regardless. Now then, there are 2 main points of dispute with this trial that we must attend to. The first, however, is much easier to get out of the way. That being the issue of one who is declared dead to be ruling these lands. Now then, as his scan over there has been so wonderful to remind us of and inform us of, are some trials in a temple of elements of some sort. Now then, I will not pretend to know the exact details of what's going on. And to be honest, it doesn't matter too much to me. There have been enough former adventurers among the council here that we are aware of the various tricks that magic can do in such abandoned places. I do not believe anyone here is willing to dispute the point that you are indeed Klaus Ashenfield, as you claim. And I'll kind of look around the assembled counselors to see if anyone really disagrees. And the most you get that kind of goes against it is one of the female council members, the female dwarf council members, they kind of just shrug, but there's nothing really against it.
Everybody's been around the block enough to know what kind of traps you could run into.
Well, that's good. We don't have to practice wild magic while you're.
I do have one question for him, but that can wait till later.
Good, because we still have one thing left that there is to address, and that goes more towards the point of your increased land holdings. Now then, this council, our ancestors, grandfather actually, has bestowed upon your ancestor, Gilgamesh Ashenfield, the land that you now rule. So, it is within our domain to... That land, while it was given to you, it still does fall under our rules. So then, what do you say of the holdings you now have? And at this, the Baron will kind of stand up. The holdings I have are nothing more to protect the people who are there. There has been danger at every step. You must know this. Your grandfather has given my ancestor an ashen speck in the ground. My name is not of chance. And we still managed to make this from the ashes, and then welcome in as many people as we possibly could, helping all that we can to protect them from the cold and worse that lurks up there. And then just to be dragged around here from some procedure? This is insanity. And like a few of the council members kind of murmur to themselves back and forth as this goes on. Yes, insanity. Quite well. However, there is one thing that would like to be said. Any man can speak highly of himself. What, however, says of those around him speak of him? It says far much more. So then, you, those you decided to bring with you for protection, what do you say of this man?
I'm gonna let someone else go first.
I personally say that he is an honorable man, especially for a human. And I will say that most of his land expansion as of late has been due to accepting refugees that had to flee from nearby locations to the north. Him expanding land thus is in turn justified, unless you want to put those refugees to death.
You know, kind of just nod at that. All right. Who else has to speak?
Surina would probably just agree with what Falana's already said and mention that there have been many strange occurrences that she's run into with these groups. So there's plenty of things going wrong in the north.
And he'll kind of nod again, and he'll turn to Elana and Lily and Azul. And you three, you are really a testament to the strange creatures that are found in the north. What do you think of all this?
I'll let Alana go first.
I don't really know what to say about the creatures to the north, as I have only just recently been gone up there. So I tend to come from probably more of the middle to the south, and to me, everything up in the north is weird with all of the snow-based and winter-prepared creatures up there.
Azul will kind of make the comment and say that there are a great wealth of oddities in the north, and it's been welcoming enough, considering that everyone treats you more or less as an equal than where there might be one group that's more powerful, such as around here. And she'll kind of just smile and step away at that.
Lily's going to step forward and say that she was sent from Haven to aid in the Baron, and in all the dealings that she's had with him, he has been a fair, a just, and despite his appearance here in court today, a very patient individual with all of these refugees who have entered his town, because no other nobleman would step forward and do their job and allow any to join him. She thinks, she's going to say that she believes the Baron should not only allow or be allowed this increase in land, but he should also receive an increase in title due to how amazing he has done for the people who have been placed or thrust even under his care.
Kind of nod. He'll kind of glance over Mara, and one of the he has got a little aide next to him and makes a comment, and you can kind of overhear it a little bit where it's made the comment that she is mostly here as a servant to Lily versus brought here by the Baron himself. So he kind of overlooks asking her as well. Kind of look back at the group. That is a wealth of testimony you've given. Everyone here, roll a persuasion.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh yay!
Normal.
Persuasion.
Oh Jesus! Oh!
With any luck, I have advantage.
Oh my God, goodness!
And then the Baron
wow.
dies.
You were expecting Surina to do persuasion well.
To be fair,
Alright.
that's still 7. I'm more worried about, lilies.
All right, where did?
The hell is that, Lily?
I like how it's just they're reversed. Surina rolled a 7 and has 1 bonus. Lily rolled a 1 and has a +7 bonus. So they ended up rolling exactly the same.
Yeah. All right. And as this goes on, he kind of thinks, you make a high call to this council. You really do. However, before we can make any decision, all of the council members need to be here. Has there been any word from the 2 that are missing yet? And I'll kind of turn around to one of the aides that is next to him, and Amber herself will speak up. No, actually, there hasn't been any word at all that we've gotten. It's been just them missing, and as she continues to speak, you hear a loud crash as the door is thrust open behind you. And walking forward, you see that there are 3 figures. There are 2 dwarves, one of which is clad in heavy plate mail. Kind of looks armed to the teeth. He's got the sigils of the town's guard all over his shield. There's an old wizened dwarf. You have no clue how he can see through his eyebrows, if at all. And the 3rd figure is actually Zora. And as she walks in, the captain of the guard will speak up first. Yes, we're waiting for all of the council members to be here. May be a problem. Morgren is dead.
God damn it!
Do you have any suspects?
Probably the one that they just brought in.
And there's a huge uproar at this, almost drowning out your calls as well as Amber speaks up, trying to silence everyone, and kind of speaks smoothly. Explain what you know then. Suspects, how he died, what was going on. Is the councilwoman involved? And the captain of the guard will shake his head. Nah, she wasn't involved. Well, she found him. Nothing beyond that. And Zora would speak up. Yes, I was informed that he may have had some interesting notes regarding the trial today. I was hoping to speak to him and look over them beforehand, though when he arrived, the door was sealed. Nothing beyond that. It was far too late for anything to happen this morning. We tried to get in, we couldn't, so I offered to open it up with magic. And when the door was thrust open, we found him dead on the back of dead in his chambers. The best that I don't even really know what to say beyond that. And the captain will speak. Yeah, from what we could see, there was 2 wounds, both of them heavily poisoned.
Poisoned.
Where
Do
were
we
the
know-
wounds?
Yeah.
In
Kind
what
of just
shape? Is it like a
What kind of
slashing
weapon were you-
Dagger slash, was it like a needle?
It's hard to tell. They were both small projectiles of some sort. Well, the first was. I think the second was a dagger. But as I said, both were heavily poisoned. It's strange, though. There was no sight of anything being taken, but there was obviously a struggle of some sort. I do not believe we'll be able to bring him back. And the other dwarf there, which you can assume to be a cleric, will kind of speak up in his old wizened voice. Nor should we try. He carried the taint of fiend upon him.
Taint of fiend. Jesus.
And the other council members will kind of be silent at that point. Taint of a fiend? Corruption in Redwall?
Well,
Was he making
Outside of-
deals with devils or demons of some sort or something?
maybe examine the crime scene.
We've examined it to the best we could, ma'am. It's why it took us till noon to get here. We wanted to make sure we went over everything we could find.
What does the Baron look like? Is
The
he?
Baron at this point, he looks surprised and more annoyed than anything.
God damn it! You fucking died in my trial. Let me get this over with, you old coot.
Was
Okay.
there any way for the suspect of any sort to get out without it being the front door?
There was a chimney. That's where most of the fighting was centered around. It's hard to tell much more beyond that.
No windows, no.
Okay.
The windows were
before-
barred and sealed from the inside. They would not have gotten out through there.
Ignore
If I
that roll. Lily's not going to speak up.
If
Okay.
I may, due to the current circumstances, we have all the council members remaining. Let's finish our proceedings here. I have a suspicion of how the killer may have gotten out. However, there's nothing we can do about it at this time.
Aren't we still missing one?
Yeah,
No, Zora
yeah.
is here, so it's just Morgan.
Yeah,
who's-
it's
I
just-
thought there were
it's
two.
actually
Yeah,
Two
two were
other
missing. Zora was missing as well, but she was there trying to speak to him. But she returned with the group there, and she's kind of taken her seat. And as this goes on, the dwarf that was leading the proceeding kind of looks apprehensive, and he'll respond, "It's not that simple, ass. We need all of the council members here, whether they vote yes or no. We cannot skip any of them. We will have to wait until there's a new counselor."
Then I declare for a mistrial.
And the Baron will speak up at this point. How about something even simpler than that? Argarak. And all of the counselors kind of look a little apprehensive. The trial. Do you know what that trial entails? And I'll kind of nod. Yes, I do. And I know the trial will be faster than waiting for you to appoint a new counselor and start this whole thing anew.
At that comment, Elana in the back just going to raise her hand. What is this trial you speak of?
Be nice to
Stupid
know.
dwarven challenge of strength. Don't worry much about it.
And the Dwarven Counselor Byrne will continue. That is actually probably a worthy question, as it will relate to your companions there. The trial itself is a rite of rulership. It is a rather old one, used by the old Dwarven kings back before we had the proper council made up. It has not been invoked in quite some time. The trial itself, there are two main points to it. The first is a trial to the one to be tested. He will be set forth in a special chamber to face himself, his fears, his hopes, his dreams, everything that is him, and to see if when he walks out, he is still right himself to lead. More importantly, it is a trial of those whom he might rule over, to see how well he might lead his people and how just they are. For as if he is in the company of thieves and traitors, then why would he be a good ruler?
So we're going to have. So he's going to have to go through a mirror of truth, and then we're going to have to fight him and try not to die.
And he'll
That's
kind
gonna
of shake
suck.
his head. No, it does not work quite like that. The exact procedures we have not invoked in some time. The only ones capable of going through this would probably be old Ulthar up at the Bard College.
And if we
Why-
succeed, if he succeeds, then that should prove that he is worthy of ruling the land that that the refugees have settled on. Would it not?
If he were to pass the trial and have Ulthar's blessing when he comes back, we would decree that he is indeed worthy of a higher rank, a higher title, and we would ensure that he is returned back to his people so that he may rule them as he is rightly meant to do.
Why did you
Can
guys
I roll-
discontinue the use of the trial?
Because I'm guessing they lack a kings.
The trial was discontinued because we have not had a proper Dwarven king in well over a millennia.
How is the Baron taking the news that he could gain a higher title through this? Is this expected to him?
He doesn't seem too terribly surprised. You could almost have the assumption that he was aware of this, primarily because it was his idea to begin with, so he probably knew what he was getting into.
Okay.
If this is the way you would wish to proceed, that would probably be best. You could leave out for the Dwarven colleges with our blessing, and arrive there within a few days.
Before we leave, I am concerned that if one of you has been, I assume, murdered, that the rest of you may be at risk as well. Do you have adequate protection here?
And I kind of look around. And the captain of the guard will speak up. Yes, we'll be able to properly protect him. Morgan was a reclusive man. He actually forbid us from joining him in any of his secret studies. It took us so long to find him because no one was actually able to be near him.
If I may.
Does this not concern anyone?
It is.
If I may.
concerning.
Yeah, and the other ones will kind of not. It's like, and the dwarf or the gnome will speak up. To kind of see that his name is Gimbal. Yes, it's a little concerning, but well, we have to have faith that our gods could protect us from such a thing. But, well, not to speak disrespectfully to the Dwarven Council, but if the other counselor was grasped by a fiendish taint, is it not a good thing that he has passed?
If I may offer a possibility.
And before you
So-
get into that part, when he finishes saying that, the other Dwarven counselors kind of glare at him, but there's a few murmurs, both positive and negative.
Serena is going to speak up. It's not a matter of him losing his life. It's more of how long he has been tainted and what he did while still alive.
And what was Falana gonna say?
I believe if he does have a fiendish taint to him, it may have not been a murder outright to silence him, but more of a betrayal to silence him. It's possible he may have been murdered by the very fiends he associated with.
And those are all things we'll have to look into. The High Priest here will have to help us look into these things, though messing around with devils and demons is never a happy task.
If it may be of help to you, I do know that he concealed information regarding the Temple of Inverted Elements. He may have that information in his console, in his room.
The Temple of Inverted Elements?
Yes.
The captain kind of asked, looking confused, and Zoro will speak up. Yes, Captain, do you remember the paper I pointed out to you? We saw it on the desk when he was in there.
That was concealed. It was taken away from the Adventure Guild by the councilman himself. It's possible that he may have been killed regarding something involving that information or something.
That is useful information to keep in mind.
At this point, can Elana pipe up and say, "Not that I don't trust how you and your guards have operated, but would you mind if we went and had a look ourselves, seeing as we are going to be on our way soon, but since this happened and it's causing issues for our Baron, we might be able to help solve something."
We also have past experience dealing with devils and demons, which means we are qualified as experienced people.
And we also have a cleric with us.
Go ahead,
Serena
roll
will
persuasion.
Okay, everybody.
I figure just whoever one you have trying to convince this.
I
Do
was.
you want me to with advantage? Because I have.
I
you
have the same
charisma too.
plus. Yeah, I have the same bonus.
Yeah, you can roll. Have Alana roll.
Actually, Alana's got a higher.
Yeah,
bonus.
yeah, a lot of kind of credit, and the guards will kind of nod. It's like, very well. We can allow a few of you to look it over with full guard detail the entire time. We are not to
Sir.
change anything while it's there, and we would hope that you do reply with anything you find while you're there.
Liz
Of
going to
course, to be
speak up.
expected.
Liz going to speak up as well and say, if you find that one of your councilmen are dealing with unknown magical texts in secret, I would suggest in the future that perhaps you may want to look into it sooner. I've heard some pretty bad things about what these can do.
We had no knowledge that he was doing Smiths.
There's also the fact that there's no mention of him doing unmet. It's only a fiend, not like ancient magic crap.
He did actually mention that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he was doing magical stuff in secret.
Yeah, he was
Okay,
researching things in secret, regardless.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it feels like the mini lith, but it's not her weapon set.
Yeah. So, and as this goes on, the Baron kind of speak up again. So, if we are in agreement then, and in turn kind of turn to the group, you all can, however many wish to go, can look over the death if you wish. Just be sure to meet me within a few, or just try to meet me around afternoon. I will be in, oh, where's he going to be? He's probably going to be somewhere useful nearby. Mouse.
Well, if we're not leaving today, then we're probably
yeah,
going.
assume he's going to be down there by the Fermed number 3. And he's going to say, because I would like to leave as soon as possible. I can gather supplies to leave today, and I would hope that you'll be able to join me right away.
Well, I understand.
And as this goes on, Mara will kind of volunteer to join him and try to help clean things up best as she can.
Mm-hmm.
Azul kind of looks like she's on the fence. She's not sure if she should help him or help investigate.
Lily's gonna say to Azul, they only want a small group of people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It might be
so-
best for just us
If-
4 to go.
Yeah, so
If
Azul will kind of
anything-
nod and she'll say, all right, I'll go help him make sure that we're ready to go. And
If anything, I would rather probably have Mara come with us to help investigate, as she might
No.
know something.
Mm-mm.
No.
Besides the fact that it's adding more people to the group when the guards are already stingy about it, she's also a sneaky person, and they probably don't want to, and they probably aren't going to just outright trust her. It's better to just go with us.
Well, even if they don't think of her as sneaky, her skills involve sneaking, and if she does decide to steal something, that probably wouldn't be good for us.
yeah.
Yeah.
All
All right.
So,
Even just the
However, she
implication
is
wouldn't
an
help
expert.
us.
However, she is an expert with poisons. If anyone could give a valid thing, it would be her.
perhaps.
Does she know anything about poison?
She has assassination.
You haven't actually asked
as
her.
a thief.
And there's also the fact that knowing what kind of poison was used isn't exactly as helpful. I highly doubt we're going to have a murder
It
mystery.
actually could be more helpful than you'd think, because some poisons come from specific areas, where it's like,
Exactly.
this plant is from this area, so it's really rare to get here, so it has to be something like premeditated really hard, not just like a spur of the moment decision.
Having an expert who knows about poisons in the poison case does kind of
I'm pretty sure the fact that a highly secretive councilman just got murdered before a big meeting is something highly premeditated anyway. So
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Maybe Mara killed him for all we know, but we have no
I think
clue.
our alchemist expert, Elana, would be able to do as much as Mara would be able to.
She's an expert.
Expert, quote unquote.
She has experience with
giant-
alchemy.
Giant hand quotes around it.
I mean, she's poisoned herself enough. Isn't that the first step?
Hey.
So you're going to have the 4 of you go out while the NPCs all go to get ready to leave?
Yep.
All right.
As long as we get our weapons back, yes.
Yep. And the guards will very graciously return the weapons to you after this is all done.
Yeah.
Make sure every arrow is there.
And
Got
roll an investigation.
Alrighty.
My sweet Jesus, really?
Wait, everybody.
Just
Normal?
Falana. Just Falana.
Oh, just Falana.
Just
Sorry.
Falana. Every arrow is there. It doesn't look like they've been touched.
Good.
Okay. All right. So the captain of the guard will lead you out, and he'll take you to a room. Let's say this building here. And he'll take you to that building there, and he'll kind of lead you up onto the 3rd floor. It's a 3-story high building. Takes you up to the 3rd floor to a building on one of the corners of it, and he leads you into the room. And inside the room, you can see that the body has already been removed. Or no, would it have been removed? I don't know.
Probably not.
No, the body would not have been removed. So there's still a few guards there keeping watch, making sure nobody gets in. There's clerics there. You can kind of see that they had the material. Like, it looks to be they had a number of diamonds there, as though they were going to resurrect him until they discovered this taint. And the room itself is rather much a mess. There is a fireplace off in the corner. There is a strew of ashes and papers all over the floor over there. The desk is relatively a mess. You can see that there is an open book with a page shoved in it on his desk. Paper everywhere. There's not that much blood around. Actually, there's not very much blood. You can see it all, even on his body.
Serina's going to start up first. Did anybody check to see if did anybody know if the fireplace still had a fire in it, or if the papers were just drawn in there during the fighting?
While this debate's going on, I want to go ahead and cast Detect Magic.
All right,
See
you
if
go
I
ahead
can
and
find.
cast Tech Magic. There are a number of things that are magic within this room. Nothing that seems really too particularly important. There's Quill of Dictation, which he probably used to write down all of his records.
Yeah.
It looks as though he had like a magical dagger on his person. Nothing fancy one way or the other for stuff that is magical in this room, however.
So teleportation wasn't used as an exit. Okay.
Not that you can tell, no.
Is there blood on his dagger?
There is no blood on his dagger.
Alana's
Can
going
Okay,
to
go ahead.
investigate the body itself to see if there's
Yep,
anything.
Go ahead and roll
off
an
about it.
investigation. And as this, you're all going to see this as you go. As you look at his body himself, his eyes are still open, and they kind of do have a snake-like slit, almost fiendish in appearance.
Can Lily ask the guard if it would be okay to drop some holy water on him just in case?
Probably not.
And
Cleric's
the
probably
guard
handled
will
that.
kind of shake his head. It's like, "No, miss. The priests have already taken care of all that. There's no concern."
Okay.
All right. So the investigation rolls that you did regarding this, you really don't find shit. Falana and Elana, however, as you investigate,
Those were earlier. It's just Alana.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not just Elana this time.
Yeah, it was just me who rolled.
I
Okay,
can roll
perfect.
again
That's
if
right.
you
That's-
really want me to.
Nah, that's fine. Okay. It's hard to keep track of who rolls with what, etc. All right, so Alana, as you investigate the body, you discover that there are indeed 2 wounds. The first one appears to be in his back shoulder blade. And you'd almost make the assumption that it was a crossbow bolt. And judging by how the skin has turned black and just kind of turned black, almost as burnt around
Sorry.
it, you can tell that it was very easily poisoned. The second one you see appears to be near his stomach on his front, and you almost get the feeling that it almost matches the same size as his dagger.
His dagger.
Yes, his dagger.
So wait, it was
Falana-
burnt? Did somebody
Hmm.
use holy water? as
No,
a
it was blackened as if the flesh had
Poison
died.
It's like, yeah, the
burnt out.
flesh, like necrosis. The flesh literally seems to have
Yeah.
died around where the bolt went in.
Did Falana's detect magic detect anything on the dagger?
He said the dagger.
The dagger is magical. Yes, the dagger is magical.
Alana will ask the guards, what type of magic is his dagger enchanted with?
And the guards themselves don't know. However, I do believe Detect Magic does give the school of magic.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is necromancy.
Does
Hello. I
does
am used
Falana? Sorry, does
So-
Surina have detect poison or anything like that?
I don't think she even has that as part of her skill
She
set.
probably has
It's
it
part
as
of
the
her
skill
spell
set,
list,
but not prepared.
probably not prepared.
Yeah.
Definitely not prepared.
I'm
So
willing to take
Alana's
his dagger.
I was about to say Alana's going to inform the guards that the dagger he's holding is what was killed him.
No. I'm not going to say that. I'm willing to take his dagger. I'm willing to walk over to the high priest, go to hand it to the high priest. This dagger was made with necromantic magic.
And the high priest will kind of look at it. Where did you get this dagger then?
It was
Awesome.
on him. He was the one. His dagger is what killed him.
His dagger? You know, kind of look it over more.
If-
We need to investigate this further. I thank you for this. Was there anything else you found?
No, except that there was
Still
a
continuing
crossbow.
the investigation, however.
Do you want to try to investigate what that poison might have been?
Yeah,
Roll. I think you have an alchemy thing set up.
yeah.
Roll an alchemy.
Gotta be medicine, actually.
Did Alana mention that the crossbow bolt?
Not one.
I mean, if it's medicine, then Surina could probably try it.
Yeah,
you may
medicine,
try it. Yes. Yeah, you may try it with medicine and would I have given you advantage with that because you were using actual alchemy supplies? I won't worry about it. Surina, actually, yeah, I will give you advantage for that as well. So, with both of you investigating this, as with advantage, Alana actually did really well. You're able to determine that the poison was an instantaneous poison. This is about all that Surina can tell. So it's like the moment that the bolt hit and the poison spread out, that was all there was to it. There's pretty much none left in his body to check.
Yeah.
Alana, however, with your knowledge of like various the book you've looked through and everything, so you know a bit about poisons, you get the very strong feeling that this was what is the name of the poison? Give me a moment. I should have had it written down.
Black
Side
Adder.
note: necromancy is not an evil thing per se in 5e, like it was in 3.5.
Yeah, because necromancy is also technically how you use
Raised dead and stuff.
Yes, however, if a weapon is made with
there
necromantic
it is.
magic, it's not necessarily a good sign.
Yeah.
As for the poison itself, you're able to recognize like the necrosis around it, and you're fairly certain that the poison was wyvern's poison.
Yeah, because we fought a wyvern a while ago.
Yeah, so you've kind of recognized what it tries to do to the skin. I don't think anyone actually suffered the effects when you fought the wyvern, but
The troll
It didn't
did.
touch us.
oh yeah, that's right. Malagor
It
did
eats
actually take
it.
effects, so I'm expecting you would have seen what happened to his skin when it hit, so you did recognize it.
All right.
Serena recognized it.
So going back to what I said earlier, did Elana mention the crossbow bolt?
Yeah.
Okay. Lily's gonna say, how was he in the room when you guys found him? Was he just like this, or was he sitting in a chair, or
He
Or
was
what?
he was just like this. The best that we can figure is whoever did this shot him in the back with a crossbow, and he didn't die, but he got up and turned around and tried to fight back, and there was a little bit of a struggle, but you see the wound on his front. I think that is what finally killed him.
And that wound was
And-
from his own dagger.
Yeah.
and there's
Elana-
no sign of a window being broken or anything like that?
No window being broken, nothing of the sort.
Alana,
So it must have been someone she trusted.
there's a lot of soot and stuff around, right?
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of soot and stuff
Suri-
around.
So,
And
considering
there's
if-
footprints in it.
There are no actual footprints in it, no.
Can Serena investigate the chimney itself to see if there's some sign of how they got in and out?
Yes, you may.
Can Alana kind of just like spread some of the soot around, because the eyes are just making me think there might have been like a demonic circle in here.
All right, go ahead.
So she's just an investigation, I'm guessing.
Yeah, another investigation for you. As for Surina, as you look up the chimney, you're not able to really tell too much about what happened. The chimney is out now currently, of course, so it's easy for you to look up, but it doesn't look like anyone particularly went through it. Elana, you kind of move the dust around a little bit, but you don't see anything that might resemble a circle.
Can Serena investigate the papers that were thrown into the dust?
I'm just going to give this to you for free. Looking around at the various papers, you see that they kind of look to be dwarvish bookkeeping more than anything else. And
The
you
papers
do
look
recall
like they
that
were
this-
shuffled.
And you do the papers don't actually look like they were shuffled through. It's just that they were thrown apart in a struggle.
Wow.
Like more
what
like
were
he had
the
a book that
papers-
he was holding, and he was trying to use that in the fight, or just kind of threw it at the foe or whatever, and it just got thrown everywhere.
Were there any papers on the desk that looked like he was working on them at the time?
The only thing that was on the desk still was the open book with the page regarding the Temple of the Elements.
Okay.
Okay. I have a
Can we
theory.
read that page?
You may read the page.
Lily gonna
Alana
read that
definitely
page.
will.
All right, so the page itself, it documents that there were 3 adventurers listed. The bounty to go and investigate the Temple of the Elements. The 3 adventurers were Colossus Ashfield, Garrett Greenbottle, and Father O'Malley O'Carroll O'Reilly O'Sullivan of the Third. I don't remember his full name.
Did he have a first name?
You kind of see a question mark in the spot for the first name.
But wait,
Perfect.
didn't the Baron say that Chase also went with them? Went with them?
Chase
No, they
No,
found
they
her.
found
there.
Chase.
Oh,
Yeah, that they found her there.
okay.
It mentions that investigating Strange Temple, which was recently unearthed in the northern fringes, concerns make sure that there's nothing there that possible orcish warbands might be able to find and turn against the civilized lands, and the reward for being sent out there. And there's an addendum at the bottom: adventurers deemed missing, temple seemed sealed upon reinvestigation, not sending any more adventurers.
So they were locked in for 30 years. Interesting. Okay. You know,
Alana's going
I
to
have
look
a
around to
theory.
see if there's a secret door or something.
All right. So, investigating for a secret door.
Didn't find it.
Yeah, you didn't find any secret door whatsoever.
Wow.
Falana will, however, she has a theory on how the suspect got in and out, but she's still going to look for a secret door that has wrong time.
All right.
I'm used to hitting all the way to the left.
I really
No,
shouldn't
Too
help
bad we-
you, but don't you have a wand of secrets?
I was
No.
gonna say that. Too bad we don't have a wand of secrets.
I'm pretty sure I gave you one.
No, I don't,
I don't
remember.
have it.
It's in the bag of holding.
That's what
It's
I'm looking
not.
at.
I don't think
No.
I don't think he gave us
Huh.
one. He probably debated it.
you gave us. You gave us 2 wands.
No, this would
one
have been
was the
back
thun-
in a. Yeah, I totally gave you one. This was back. I feel like it was actually the Coddle, the trade master.
Was
No.
it? No.
No.
No,
we
it
didn't
was
get
the one of the. It would have been one of the wizards there. But if you don't have it, you don't have it.
Yeah, is it in Falana's inventory?
No, Falana doesn't have any.
Yeah, if you don't have it, you don't have it. So what was the investigation for from Falana again?
Just looking around to see if there was a possible second exit from what her theory is.
The only exits in and out of the place that you can see would be the doorway you came in, the window, which is barred from the inside, and the chimney.
Okay, here's my possible solution. It involves 2 spells. Enlarge, reduce, and fly.
Lily
Or
volunteers.
just somebody who's very acrobatic.
Lily volunteers.
Footprints would have been left in the chimney if that was the case.
Are you going to
Who said it was
cast those on someone?
She doesn't have fly, so why would she cast?
Ah.
Also, who would-
Wouldn't you could test that pretty quickly? Wouldn't you be able to tell? Wouldn't detect magic be able to tell if somebody had cast fly?
Not if it was done on the caster itself.
Yeah,
I
not
would keep
if
the caster there.
you need to be able to detect that an object has magic there, not that it's been used there.
The
also
only
who said
reason-
that the
if there was
culprit-
teleportation, it would have left a trail in the room about the teleportation. However, fly would have been on the caster itself. There's 2 different things.
you guys are overlooking something? Who said that the culprit is human?
Yeah.
Weapon size. It's at least medium sized, isn't it?
Yeah, it
No,
looks to be
it's-
medium sized. No,
It
the
was
weapon,
the dwarf's own weapon, though.
that would did the second wound. You still haven't identified the first.
Dwarves
Yeah,
are
well,
medium
crossbow
sized.
Does
what you
one
said,
of
it
the
was
guards there have a
crossbow.
crossbow?
They do. They hold out their light crossbow for you to take a look at.
Let me see your bolts. Just
And
one.
you'll kind of pull out one of the bolts and show it to you. In comparing it to the wound, the bolt that did the damage looked to be a little larger than the bolt that the dwarf had, but not by much. It
So it
looks
was a
like,
heavy crossbow.
yeah, you could probably make that assumption.
Okay, it was kind of a heavy crossbow, medium sized creature.
Or
Do we know
modified
when the
bolts.
doors were locked?
Wait a minute. Assuming the councilman was sitting in a chair, does his back have invisibility to a window?
It would, yes.
But the
From where
but
the
the
from
would
where
have been-
the chair is located, it would have open visibility to a window.
I want to see if that window has any damage to it.
All right,
think-
investigate the window.
Lily already asked that, and there was no
must-
broken
must go-
windows.
Yeah, there were no broken windows, but you can go ahead and investigate still. Is
Um,
that the 20 or
can-
did you roll another roll?
I'm doing another
roll.
one.
All right,
Can Lily look out the window and see whereabouts
20.
a dart could have come in from in that trajectory? She's not super
There's
smart.
nowhere
but-
that a bolt could have come in from that trajectory. Not easily. At the very least, it would be a nearly impossible shot from across the room. Investigating the window itself, the window is in perfectly fine condition. The lock, however, is not. While the window is barred from the inside and you cannot open it outside without breaking it, if the bar is not in place, the lock holding the window shut was picked, and it is
I'm
still
going-
unlocked.
I'm going to test this, take my quarterstaff, see how far of a window can open.
All right, and the window will open far enough for even a dwarf to climb in if they were able to get up to the window.
Lily's gonna turn to the guards and say, "Did you notice this?"
And the guards will kind of shake their heads. No, the window was barred. We didn't think anyone could open it.
And this
Perhaps
is
we should
why-
test all of the windows.
There's
I
only the
think
one
this
window
is-
in this room.
Okay.
is
Well,
how
then
they
we're
got
testing
in
the
and
one
out.
window.
Guards, I want you to go see if you can find any witnesses to anyone who may have entered or exited this window in the past 24 hours.
All right, and one of them kind of go out and take a look around. And it's going to take them a little while to do the investigations.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, at least
I
we found
can't
something.
think of anything else.
All right. Now, what I need to do, is see if maybe there's a spot near facing the direction that the shot would have come from, where where somebody could actually hold a heavy crossbow. Because honestly, you are not climbing with a heavy crossbow unless they snuck into the room completely.
I think stick it on your back and climb up.
Yeah, but that as soon as it came into the room as well. Well, they had to. Never mind.
Yeah, they had ample opportunity to get into the room. The only thing that you know is that they very likely did not go out the window. They probably locked it again before they left.
How far away is the chair from the window?
There's probably a good 10 feet.
So basically right up against the window. So he would have heard the window opening.
Oh
You
yeah.
could make that assumption, but
my
from where he's
assumption
sitting there against the, from where he's sitting against the, looking at the desk, it's very possible that he, like, from where the wound is, that he didn't move.
I think what happened is whoever did it came in through the window, shot him, and then came up to to confirm the kill or grab something off the desk, and the victim was still alive.
How was the door sealed?
The door was sealed very well with magic. It was an arcane lock. I'm trying to think if there'd be anything more than that, but it was at least an arcane lock.
And
Do
no
you
one
have to-
knew the spell knock?
The only
That's
one
how
that's how Zora
opened
got
it.
in.
Okay.
Because like the guards didn't have a way to get in, and she offered to open it with magic.
Are there?
Does
Is there like a bookshelf or something?
There's a number of bookshelves. They're all filled with what appear to be various bookkeeping.
Alana's gonna look through them to see if there's anything out of the ordinary in any of them.
That
Okay.
would honestly take you a month, at least.
Can
I've
we
got a-
just skim it and see if there's anything
Yeah.
that stands out?
You may. You roll an
Actually, what we're
investigation, just
looking
one of
for,
them.
if a
I'll
killer
let
didn't
Alana
fit
do
here,
that.
What if something's missing?
Alana, you see nothing that draws your attention as you try to skim over.
The problem is if you don't know what's supposed to be there, you don't know if something's missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was gonna be more like it's bookkeeping
Like,
things, which
I'll
makes
be
me think.
completely honest, you needed a double crit.
Oh, Jesus. It was basically going to be something along the lines of it's bookkeeping things. I assume that means it's like political stuff. What if there was a book about, like, say, demons sitting around somewhere?
Can
or
we check through
pages of
his
stuff?
desk?
Can
You can check through his desk. All you see there is...
Okay, I'm not muted.
Yeah, what you were saying, Earth?
I actually have a couple of questions. First off, from where the chair is sitting, he's not at his desk, and he had stuff open on it. So is there another chair directly across from his chair from the one he was sitting at when he died?
He was not sitting in a chair when he died. He's dead on the ground. From what it
Okay.
looks like, and this is the assumptions that you can make so far, is that he got shot in the back, and either he instantly responded and tried to fight back against his attacker, or his attacker went to check on him, and he was not dead, and he began to fight back then. He ended up probably 10 feet, or not 10 feet, like 5 feet away from his chair. There's a bunch of stuff strewn on the ground, etc., ashes thrown everywhere. And he finally died from a second wound, which was probably from his own dagger into his chest.
Now here's
Okay.
here's an interesting theory to this. It is possible that the suspect is wounded.
There would have been
Or was-
blood.
Keep in mind, though, that even the wound from the dagger himself, there's no blood, only the cut. And the dagger itself has no blood on it.
Which means the dagger itself probably doesn't leave any blood trace on it.
Let's
we
try
can
that
test
theory.
But you know what?
So
We
you
haven't had
have,
others ever
what is it, a couple thousand people at least to check?
Yeah, that's
All
not.
we need is somebody who was in the direct area. That does cut it down quite a bit.
That's
however.
not.
That's
going to
way
be
too much.
easy.
That's not
Yeah.
help. That's not going to help any investigation at all.
Well, if the dagger has that property, that might help once they have a suspect.
We
But
could
it's not
test
going to
it,
help
the
them
body
find the
still has-
suspect.
We could test it on the body. I mean, technically.
No.
No.
You don't even have the dagger there anymore. When you gave it over to the high priest, he took it off
Yeah,
the
it's
temple.
gone.
Yeah.
Anyways, you were going to say what was in the desk?
Yeah, the desk itself, inks, quills, parchment, A few hourglasses, unlit candles, matches, nothing really out of the ordinary. Tom, and Acabus, I think is the name of the old
Abacus.
calculator.
Abacus.
Abacus. Yeah. He has one of those, of course, but it's nothing unexpected because he was the bookkeeper.
Is there any secret compartments in the drawers?
Investigation?
I'm sorry, these are like some of my favorite things to go through, so that's why I'm being so thorough.
I don't mind. I'm to be honest, I wasn't like I knew my dungeon was going to take several times anyway, so I'm not actually expecting much to happen, if at all, today with the dungeon. Investigating it, you don't actually find anything hidden in his desk, though you can make the assumption that he probably would have hid it very well if he was going to if he was going to have anything hidden at all.
Can I investigate with my sword? I'm kidding.
No.
I was about to say, like, false bottoms or anything?
You want to check for a false bottom? Do another investigation.
Like false bottoms in the drawers and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
check. Yeah,
like
false
my
bottom in the
first
drawer.
thought.
Do another investigation. Is that the one you just rolled?
The 15 is the one I just rolled.
Yeah. All right. So checking for false bottoms more than like just hidden pockets or anything, you do find in a very strange place on the underside of the drawer. You can kind of pop out the little thing there, and as you lower it out, you see that there is a black pearl.
Is Detect Magic still up?
I expect Detect Magic would have worn off by now. You've probably been in there
We
now.
can put it back up, though. It's
Oh yeah,
cool.
we've been out here for probably about at least an hour, I guess.
At least an hour,
yeah.
maybe an hour and a half too.
Yeah,
So
I think the
Detect
guard.
Magic back up.
Yeah.
The pearl is very obviously magic and very strong necromancy magic to it, and it doesn't feel right.
Can you identify this?
Yeah.
And one other
Okay.
thing is, as you're doing detect magic, as you move the thing that it was on, the shelf that it was sitting on, you determine that nothing magic can go through this shelf. It was shielded.
Is it lead lined?
It's
Lead
lead
doesn't
lined,
stop-
and there is also just no sign from it as well. So he was hiding this. As for identify, this is the Devil's Black Heart, is what you can identify as the name of it. It is a pearl that links a pact with a powerful demon.
Warlock.
And like beyond that, it's really hard to get much more information from it beyond that.
Yeah, Surina's going to immediately suggest that goes to the priests.
Oh yeah.
I dare
Maybe
say
we should
destroy
put it back.
No,
Oh.
it goes to the
No.
priests.
Listen. Maybe we should put it back because it was stated that the lead would protect, would keep the magic contained. So if this could actually infect somebody, we can put it back, and then we tell the priest this is where it is. The priest can find it, and then he can take it carefully because the priest now has the dagger someplace else. So he can take it carefully, shielded and everything, back and study it. But if we just take it out ourselves, we could theoretically unleash this demon on the entire city.
Can Surina do like a religion check to see if the thing will actually leak out or if it's just contained in
You
the
may
pearl?
do a
Arcana
religion check.
religion.
Yeah, you may do a religion and an arcana if you wish.
I'll do the Arcana too.
And again,
I failed.
Falana knows what works with demons. Falana, you get the feeling that this is more of a sign of the demon's agreement. It's his contract with the dwarf. It doesn't seem that it will leak out. The worst that would happen is that it is shifted to form a new contract.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no danger here at most. We might end up accidentally forming a contract with a demon. We just have to be careful what we say while holding it. However, we do need to get it to a priest.
Let's put it in the bag of holding until then. Then
No.
we can form a contract with it.
Here's an idea.
No.
Why don't you put it back in the drawer? Take the whole drawer out with its
Yeah,
lead
just
line
prepare for
protection.
it.
Yeah, I know.
Fine.
Well, that's
yeah.
what Lily
Put it-
was saying.
Put it back and just make sure everybody there knows this is here. Do not actually touch it unless you are like
All right, now
high
that that's
priest.
done, taking out the drawer, we're going to deliver it personally with the lead lining there.
Yeah, yeah. We'll tell the guards that we're delivering something very, very powerfully dark magic to them, so they can take a look at it.
They don't need to know the details of it. Just say
They're
this
ju-
is related.
Yeah, you're
Well, they're
delivering
probably
something.
able to overhear us talking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They probably saw us bring it out.
yeah. That's
they're keeping a sharp eye on you. Keep in mind, they're not really letting anything out of the
Yeah.
They're watched
In fact,
right now.
Surina's just gonna have them. Just gonna have them, if possible,
Actually, no.
help the escort.
We will hand it to one of the guards.
No, Lily's
No,
not letting
just-
that one out of our possession.
Yeah, no.
With
I
seeing
said
that
our-
again, Alana's going to once again, this time, like, she's not going to just, like, kind of gingerly spread some of the ash. She's going to basically just use the gust cantrip to try and blow a small section of the ash away to see if there's
All
anything
right.
underneath it.
And you use Gust to blow the ash away, and you see no signs
I'll be right
of
back.
a magic circle there.
Okay.
Lily's gonna say, "Can you do that up in the chimney? Perhaps there's something up there."
Yeah, she'll do that in the chimney then.
All right, and as she goes to throw a gust of wind through the chimney, it's remarkably clean.